You're watching Suck Professor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Commander Hank. I'm joined by...
Hello, James.
Lieutenant Commander James. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Orville. James, what do you think?
What are we doing?
I don't know. We're doing network TV. We're taking over.
Like going from filet mignon to the deep fried Twinkie.
Wait, what's the filet mignon in this analogy?
Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay. All right. We should do this with pornos. I keep telling you. I email you every morning. But do you like your outfit? You like your uniform?
Of course.
Looking good, yeah. But you wish you had a gun like I do, bitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to go to gun class. Sorry, you got to get certified. And you know what else? You don't have as many little buttons on your shoulder pads.
No.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Because I'm in charge of Photoshop. I mean, this ship. All right. So hey, welcome to our shot-by-shot review, everybody. If you're new around here, this is not your usual review show. We took a bunch of screenshots, and then we're going to go through them, and it's going to be a real good time. But this show's not real. It's pretty empty calories here. I don't think there's a lot of in-depth analysis. There's not a lot of...
No. And it's rated DLSV for don't like stupid videos.
Don't like stupid videos. Yes, exactly. Not a lot of fire Orvilles with me's to dig through.
No,
backstories and...
This is not something you're going to be chewing on long after it's over.
No. But I like sci-fi. I love cheesy sci-fi. My opinions don't really matter because I liked Farscape, which was terrible. Mm-hmm. By the way, you can see the chick's nipple in like a real quick shot. I don't think that's supposed to be. I've been lonely a long time, James. All right. Well, why don't we quit yapping and just show people what we do here? Oh, get up to James on Twitter at VideoJamesSP. He tweeted. I think he's got 2 or 3 tweets out now, and the more people start interacting with him, we're going to pull him into Twitter, and it'll ruin his life the way it's ruining everybody's life who's on Twitter.
Said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm freaking Katy Perry.
James is Katy. What?
I'm the king of Twitter.
I think your Lexapro is wearing off there, buddy.
Maybe.
What is Lexapro? Is that depression?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Is that baldness? Or
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Is it toe dysfunction?
I hope not.
Ugh, look at those feet.
Feet are fantastic.
Oh, and I'm at Suck Professor, and my other personal Twitters in the comments, but that's just mostly me complaining about Donald Trump. All right, ready, James? Want to do it? Want to talk about this great new show? Here we go. Okay, so we open up. There's the DLSV James was talking about. Don't like sucky videos?
Stupid videos.
Oh, stupid videos.
Sucky works too.
Sucky Professor, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so...
clearly we open on London.
London, they've relocated the Statue of Liberty because the United States no longer believes in liberty. No.
Apparently everyone owns a drone now.
Well, that's the future. What kind of future do you want? Where people are still driving around fucking Priuses like a bunch of losers? No.
Yeah, I got cut off on one driving home today. Made me upset.
That was me.
No.
That was me. I drive a used Prius. It's gray, and I bought it because I like picking up chicks. Woohoo! I gotta calm down, James. I'm a little excited here. I just get excited about this show.
So we are clearly in the future for this.
It's the future.
That was no surprise. New York, obviously.
They have Sky Priuses. And so we took a tour of the New York highlights, the attractions, I should say. So what did they include so far? We got the Statue of Liberty. Everybody loves her old lady. Lady Armpit. You know, she's got the aluminum in her armpits. You know they got aluminum in deodorant, James. It's dangerous.
You know who made the Statue of Liberty?
The French.
Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi.
That sounds made up. I don't believe
it. It's one of those things. He did like the ironwork or the steelwork, and Gustave Eiffel actually designed it.
Eiffel the Paris Eiffels. Oh, all right. Good.
I know I mispronounced all those names, but I read that in a book when I was in the 6th grade, and I remembered it.
That's also how most people's grandmas die. They fell. Get it? All right. So then there's this bridge. Is this the George Washington? I don't know the New York bridges. They love their bridges there. They put them in movies and stuff.
I'm gonna go with London Bridge.
London Bridge. There you go. Perfect. Oh, look, there's tubes under it. Are those here in our world, or are these added for the show?
I've actually never been to New York.
What?
No.
I went once for a weekend, and I spent most of my time trying to convince girls because I had a hotel in Chelsea because my company was paying for it, and it didn't work out. I saw some friends too. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I think this is the Eiffel, not the Eiffel Tower. This is the the opposite of
that much. I know it's not.
This is the 9/11 replacement tower, the Freedom Tower, right?
Today is 9/11.
We are recording this here on Monday, 9/11, 2017. Yeah. Well, boy, I could get myself in trouble talking about that topic.
But the main thing
never forget, James. Okay, never forget.
The main thing we should talk about is the visual effects of this for being a television show are actually not that bad.
Yeah, it's got a cleanness to it that seems to define the show so far. But
it's got this like orchestral soundtrack too. This very sci-fi, very Star Trek.
Very, very Star. And I don't know a lot of the backstory. I know I've been a fan of Seth Macfarlane for a while, although I didn't find A Million Ways to Die in the West very compelling.
Terrible.
It was horrible.
There's one thing I hate about him, but I'll get into that later.
Okay, that's fine. He's the guy that kind of irritates people, rubs them the wrong way. He's just super successful. There are elements of this that have his taste to it. That might not be the right word, but it's very Seth Macfarlane show. But it doesn't feel like A Million Ways to Die in the West. This is not A Million Ways to Die in the Future, because I would have killed myself if I had to watch that movie again.
It feels to me like every project he's involved with is just another excuse for him to hear the sound of his own voice.
Sure.
He's very fond of it.
Yeah, he talks. He generally puts himself front and center. Family Guy, American Dad, Cleveland. What has he got? Another one. There's probably a Mexican mom, Canadian uncle. James is looking at me like I'm crazy. You haven't heard of American Dad? It's one of his.
American Dad, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Mexican mom, Canadian uncle.
Mexican mom, Canadian uncle.
It's called Stretching the Joke. James, look it up. Come on.
American. I get it now.
Yeah, it's American Dad.
I was trying to figure out where Roger fell.
Family Guy, divorced man.
Yes. He's not. Family Guy's not. Oh, I get it now.
I did it again.
The reversal.
Yeah. Divorced mom. See?
Yeah.
Remarried mom. Mom's boyfriend. That'd be a good name for a show.
Orville. Popcorn.
Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah. Actually, that's not the opposite. So.
That is the opposite. Believe in yourself. Just make it. Just insist on whatever you think is true, and it'll happen. But yeah, it does have that, and it also feels like Wall-E had sex with Seth Macfarlane.
Wall-E was a post-apocalyptic wasteland set in a junkyard. This is like a pristine, shimmering city.
Okay, then the one robot from Wall-E that looks like the ships.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah, that's
Eve. Eve is what you're thinking of.
Yes, Eve. It's Adam and Eve, James, not Adam and Wall-E. Get it? All right, I'm already wasting too much time. So anyway, we got a ship flying in here, right? It comes in and flies around.
It's a shuttle.
A shuttle, that's probably
Looks like this is his morning commute, or actually his afternoon commute, because he's coming home. Perhaps he's coming home a little bit too early, though.
Might be a little too early. It's still light out. Who knows? Maybe it's summertime. Oh, it's got nice stuff. That's a sea coral shell thing.
Yeah. So are we supposed to believe that like the electricity in his house is connected via these glowing lines? I noticed the line goes to the control panel.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. That's set design, I think, but it could be. I don't know. You think in the future they'd put electricity behind the walls? Like we already figured that part out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a nice futuristic apartment. But essentially, what's the practicality of it? What am I looking at? A little pyramid and a footstool?
Sure.
You can't use any of those things right there because it's got crap on it.
If you have a callus on your heel, you could put your foot on it.
Oh, I've got many foot problems.
Oh yeah, James has horrible feet.
I should show you my latest foot problem.
Please don't.
I'll let you touch it.
Please don't. I'll sniff it, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. Okay. What do you mean? What's the practicality? It's a nice, clean apartment, and you live in there. You sleep there, then you go to work, and occasionally try to bring a woman home and then you mate for a little while, and then make her breakfast, and then you tell her that you won't bother her on Facebook because you want to keep this under wraps because you both work together. And then maybe you fuck up and you like one of her Instagrams and suddenly you both get fired.
The ideal apartment has to have at least a dozen or 24 empty Amazon Prime boxes.
Like our apartment?
Yes.
Our place looks like an Amazon box graveyard. There's just boxes. Honestly, I've been cleaning my closet. I've got nothing but Amazon boxes everywhere. Yeah. It's a nightmare. It's really that's funny. All right, so there's our hero. Seth Macfarlane shows up in a big old baseball.
This is his birth. He emerges from the egg.
Ooh, who are you quoting?
No one.
Oh, wow. All right.
I'm trying to take a tongue-in-cheek parody show and making it serious.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
What do you
James
think? Lipton into it.
Look at this, Albert. That's okay. I think this is Central Park, though. So he's got a beautiful view. Look at that. You really get. I mean, it's expensive to look at trees when you live in New York.
But the story doesn't really paint him as someone who would be successful to the degree that he would have such a great view.
This could be a post-scarcity society, James. It is the future. What year was it again? We already saw the year. Didn't we?
Maybe that's just a television screen.
2418. This is 300 years from now. You don't know. Oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe that is. I don't think it is though. He flew in. Hold on. Okay. No, it's not. I believe that's a window. I mean, I guess it's plausible, but he flew into this area. They showed this thing. I'm backing up. He flew here. I mean, he's got to be an outside window.
Okay, so
you're already tripping me up here, man.
Then.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's a one bedroom. I mean, it's the future. Maybe people get to have nice views.
It's only got one chair too. I mean, that's not cool.
You're embracing this capitalistic paradigm that we've all grown accustomed to. Perhaps they figured out a way to let everybody have a nice chance in the future. That's kind of the point. Most people's. It's not just that. Okay, I'm going to.
So they exterminated half the population.
Stop it. The future is positive. Okay, fuckface. Get used to it. Leave me alone.
Those are all Trump towers.
Yeah, well, probably Trump. Ivanka bot's probably president in 2418. Ivanka and Kushner bot. Rawr, we're making deals. Rawr.
All right, so what's this guy's name? His name is Ed Mercer.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know he had a name.
So now we know his name.
He's the captain. Look, he's got shoulder pads just like you and me, James. Ooh. Except I have more than you do. Fuck me.
I don't think it offers much protection.
It does if you lean forward when you're being shot at, like football players. That's why they wear shoulder pads. So anyway, here's a noise. We got to get through this. It's been 20 minutes. So we haven't even gotten to it. So here's a noise. And it sounds like a woman, and he looks in, and it's strange. He opens the bedroom. Uh-oh, he sees rustling in the sheets. It's a big shape. Oh, no. It's his girlfriend, wife, maybe. Wife. And, well, we don't know for sure at this point in the show.
Well, we find out it's his wife.
We find out it's his wife, yes. And she's also not happy that he's there. She's like, oh, shit. Ooh, jeez. And then, oh, man. Wah, wah, wah. Wife's banging a blue guy. Mm-hmm. Talk about having blue balls, huh, James?
I imagine he does.
Yes, I imagine so. Or maybe when he can't, do his thing, he calls it human flesh tone balls.
Yes. Yeah. And he makes weird guttural high-pitched sounds.
Yes, as we discovered. But anyway, he's like, oh, fuck, my wife. And then he goes,
I don't even want to speculate as to what that is.
Reproductive semen, obviously. Or maybe it's recreational semen. Maybe he's
I like to think it's a defensive tactic when he feels threatened. I don't think it's a sexual thing.
Oh, he might have been...
It's like a squid that exudes ink when it's trying to defend itself.
Oh, right, yeah. I guess that makes sense. That could be that. But, this, you can't... you got to make it a color to put it on network TV. Like, they couldn't have done this in like a gooey white.
No.
That would not have worked
Especially not in her face.
Not in her face. They should have done that, like, moving action scenes and where a little bit splashes on the camera, But anyway, so he jizzes all over the place.
3D version, you'll get that.
Yeah. The 3D version. James, you're cracking me up, man. Anyway, yeah, we don't know. Maybe he might have been edging, but it probably was just sort of a nervous reaction, like you said, like a squid. Mm-hmm. Although maybe that's what squid are doing. Maybe that's how they reproduce. They get so aroused by being frightened.
I think science has nailed that one down.
David Attenborough, huh?
Yeah.
That guy never answers my letters. What a piece of shit. He got poked in the eye when he was a kid, and one of his eyes was fucked up.
That's horrible.
Yeah, well, he had a fine life. He's got it. Okay, so anyway, oh no, my wife, and he's banging a blue guy. That sucks. He doesn't even have nice arms. If you're going to cheat on your husband, bang a hot guy, I think that's a pretty good rule.
Yeah.
Right?
Now he's got Windex all over his sheets.
Yeah, this is no good. What liquid do you think they used? Windex?
Yeah, it could be anything. Food coloring, Windex.
Food coloring, probably.
Probably food coloring.
Yeah.
Non-toxic.
Something non-toxic. You can get these are nice blankets. And look at his ear. He's got like a thing missing. Do you think she bit it?
Yes, she Mike Tysoned him.
She Mike Tyson. What if Mike Tyson was in the bed? All right, so anyway, he goes, I'm out of here. I can't handle it.
She's begging for forgiveness. He's saying, you know what, I'm done. It's over.
Yeah, I'm over. It's over. She's even got some of the blue on her face, and he won't have it. He's like, sorry, lady. It's over. See you later. Closes the door on her face.
Walks out on a repentant supermodel.
I would. I'd go eat myself to death because I use food to cram down my feelings. But he sits down, he's upset, and he's got that. Jesus, this stinks, man. And tough situation. This happens sometimes in marriages, and it's it's a theme we're going to explore throughout the rest of this episodes. And James and I are experts on relationships, so we will give great advice to anybody who wants to tweet us questions about their own divorces.
Oh yes, we're marriage counselors because of our vast number of past relationships.
We watch Twin Peaks
exploits. Yes,
and we watch a lot of TV and play a lot of video games. So I think we're qualified. I think it's pretty obvious.
I walked by a woman on the sidewalk once.
James walked by a woman once.
I feel like I know them.
Yeah, totally. We know the inner workings of everybody, especially people with difficult, complex problems that they probably shouldn't have ever got. Just don't get married. Just we got to get rid of that. 1 year later, okay, time has passed.
Look how much technology has improved.
Well, these are 20 feet higher. They've got higher. Is this like a tower in the bed? They showed this in the earlier one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's neat. All right, so keep pushing on here. God, I really thought this was gonna be quick. It's my fault for fuck. The button won't. Okay, there it goes. Seth Macfarlane. We find out.
Does he?
There he is.
Does he kind of look like a weird cousin of Sylvester Stallone in that shot to you?
Yeah, like Sylvester Stallone with inferior genetics.
Yeah,
sometimes I think he's like a good-looking guy, and sometimes I think he has a weird face. He's got one of those faces. Like it's not. And he's a fine, normal guy, right? There's nothing, but like sometimes I'm like, God, I don't know. But then I'm like, hey, he's handsome, and I'm like, So essentially, anyway, he's doing great. He's having a good life.
So the episode title is Old Wounds.
Old Wounds. And no, they're not talking about nursing home vaginas.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. I shouldn't have said that part. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Sorry.
Well, I won't be eating dinner tonight.
No, I definitely won't be visiting my grandma tonight. All right.
I need a shovel to do that.
Talk about an old wound.
Yeah.
Okay, so... all right. Well, they got another nice view. Is that Central Park, Jay? Okay.
So this is okay. Let's push forward a little more. This is the Admiral.
Admiral something.
And he's basically saying, you know what? You're kind of a screw up. You've come in. You had like 6 different complaints against you for coming in hungover. Most people with your qualifications and your past would have basically been in charge of a heavy cruiser by the time you're 40, but you're not. But now we have an opportunity for you. We have a mid-range exploratory vessel that we want to put you in the captain's seat for, called the Orville.
The Orville. Thank you very much. There was a joke here where he goes, "Can I have one of these mints?" And then the guy, and he puts one in his mouth. He goes, "Those are marbles," and he spits it right out.
That was in the promo reel.
That was. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch promo reels. I'm not weird. And so he. Yeah, so that's what happens. He offers him a job, basically like a last chance to get your shit together. You wouldn't be what?
I knew I was. There's a point in the episode where a voice is heard, and I was like, that has got to be Norm Macdonald.
Oh.
And it was Norm Macdonald.
Really? It's his voice?
Yes.
'Cause I was looking for him.
I knew for a fact it was him, because that voice was so perfect.
Do you remember whereabouts in the episode that
Yes,
was?
I know exactly where.
We'll try to recall remember to tell us that when we get to it.
I won't let it pass by without mentioning it.
Fuck, because I was looking for it. I was like, he must be in a later episode in the season or something. Damn, I can't believe I didn't pick up on it. I just watched his show. He's got a really funny YouTube show.
Heck yeah, I watched it too.
Yeah, he sits there and he just says crazy shit and he's hilarious.
I love his ad promos.
Yeah, he's just horrible.
Yeah.
But he doesn't give a fuck at all.
No, he doesn't.
All right, so anyway, the Admiral is giving, hey, do a good job and you'll be better. He's like, oh, okay, but thanks, man.
But he says there's 2 things we don't have. You're going to go into a ship that does not have an XO and does not have a helmsman.
Right.
And he said, it just so happens I know the best helmsman in the business.
All right.
And he was like, I know exactly who you're talking about, but do you think he's ready to go back into service? I know he's your friend.
Yeah.
And that man's name was...
I don't have it on my... I took
Gordon Malloy.
Gordon Malloy. Yes, right. So that's where we go. Now we got to staff up the crew. We need to get there. Like when I want to go to McDonald's, I say, James, we're going to McDonald's. And you usually say yes.
So this is the perfect segue into introducing us to Gordon Malloy.
Right. So we walk into this. All of a sudden, we're transported to medieval Shogun Japan.
So we know this is a holodeck.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we know that.
I mean, look where it's coming out
What gives you that idea?
This is a Star Trek ripoff, and it's coming off of a spaceship. It's definitely a holodeck.
Maybe if you believed in science a little more, James, the future, maybe it's a transporter. Maybe he flew to Japan. You don't know that. It could be that. So anyway, we come into 2 warriors fighting to the death, swinging sharpened metal at each other's faces and heads like Arya fought... Well, I don't want to spoil anybody. That would almost...
Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that.
So anyway... it's a real battle, and one guy on the right looks like a orc from World of Warcraft or something.
Spoilers.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
How's that a spoiler?
It's a bad joke.
Oh, okay. I was like, I genuinely don't. I'm insensitive to
There's
spoilers.
orcs in World of Warcraft. I think everyone knows that.
There's orcs in everything.
Yeah.
They're a very common stereotype. And they don't have the right to vote, and I think it's wrong. And the Constitution classifies them as 8/5 of a man, and I think that's unfair. Look how big they are. Anyway, so he finds out this is his buddy.
Well, 8/5 is more than one man.
Exactly my point. They're large. Okay, so Gordon, I thought this was really funny. I found this whole orc thing charming.
Yeah.
Where the guy goes, I create a program. Yes, they're in a holodeck. We know that. He says, this is a program where I get to fight a sword guy. And then he goes...
Not only a program, but a program that he wrote. So we know he's actually kind of smart.
Yeah. And I think everybody involved with the space thing probably has some brains on them, too. They're not all just bus drivers. So no offense against bus drivers. That was kind of...
Oh, heck no. Bus drivers are smart as heck. I love bus drivers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But anyway, he goes, but the cool thing is I gave him a great personality. And then the guy, he's like, oh, hey, Soup, I just love meeting a friend of Gordon. Like, just the way he was really nice.
And his name is Justin.
Yeah, and he had this kind of nice guy voice.
Yeah.
He was sort of gregarious and funny. I just thought that was a nice choice to contrast with the scary orc face and with the great personality.
We get the impression of this character, Malloy, has been disgraced in some sense. He's fallen from grace due to something that he has done, and he's been given a second chance by his friend, Ed Mercer, to come back into the fold on a mid-range exploratory vessel as the helmsman.
Yes, right. And this guy's like, oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Now, normally we have captions. I forgot to turn on the captions here for this episode. Sorry, everybody.
This is called hard mode.
Hard mode. Yeah, we're doing this. That's fine. All right. So anyway, the orc guy was funny. He goes, hey, you got a skittle, or said something. There's on the ground. And he leans over, then he chops his head off.
He said there's a ladybug on you.
Oh, yeah, ladybug on him. Skittle, ladybug.
Same thing.
Yeah, well, they're similar.
I eat them both by the handful.
Yeah. You can taste the insect rainbow, right? So he chops his head off. That's basically turning off the program, essentially, kind of cheat mode. But, all right, they don't mind, though. And a little part of me thought maybe the orc guy would, turn up later or maybe follow him or something and be part of the crew. But no, they're on a holodeck as we get this find out. James's theory was correct. Reddit confirmed,
Yes.
as we like to say. There they go. And then we see a space shot. Finally, we got Earth. We got lots of clouds. This is some kind of space station.
It's Hurricane Irma down there.
Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Jose, Katia, Harvey.
Katia?
That's the other one. You don't know about that?
Really? Oh, yeah. I haven't heard about Katia yet.
Well, it was a tropical storm. It formed in the Gulf, right just at kind of like the Texas-Mexico border, mostly south. It's kind of messing up Texas a little bit. Then Mexico has an earthquake on the other side.
You're not supposed to mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas or hurricanes at all. They're fucking... Okay, so anyway, the ship comes in. Ship looks a little bit like a spoon.
It looks like a USB drive.
Yeah, kind of, doesn't it? Yeah.
The ones that swivel.
Those swivel ones, or those lady toys that they designed to look so they can get through the airport without it being awkward.
They're called personal massagers.
I know. Believe me, I'm very impersonal. I Google them every morning. So there it goes. It's flying off. This is what I mean about the Wall-E thing.
Yeah. That definitely looks like the Eve.
Yeah. So, it flies off, little Jetsons bubble going on here. And he goes, what are you, drinking a beer?
Yeah, so this is Ed and Malloy on their first maiden flight in the shuttle, going towards the Orville, where they're going to see it for the first time, and he is drinking a beer.
And, he's like, no. He's like, give it to me. And he's like, I won't give it back. He's like, oh. And then he starts to act like, he's like, it's one beer. It's not going to do anything.
You think this is my first beer? And he starts screwing with the controls, flying around haphazardly.
By the way,
to show his confidence that he's actually in control.
Yeah.
He's that good.
He is that good, but also at the same time, don't drink a fucking beer on your way to your first day at 9 in the morning. Come on.
9:15.
Sorry, 9. Oh, I guess it is late enough. I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? No, I wouldn't tolerate even my best friend drinking a goddamn beer on my way to this big deal, especially after he's got his last chance.
What if it's your Uber driver, though?
Well, okay, fine. I guess that's true. And you think these spaceships will be automated by this point? Why would there be any actual... anyway, all right. So they're drinking beer. They're having fun.
After screwing around, though, he does almost hit a carrier vessel thing, and he gets very sober, very serious, and apologizes.
Thank you. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. He kind of gets himself like when your friend screws around in the car.
Yeah.
I knew a guy in high school. He would bump on the highway at like 60, 70 miles an hour. He would get up to people that he knew, like if it was two groups of cars two cars going places. He would bump the other car with his car.
That is not cool.
Completely fucking stupid. Yeah. It was insane. I saw him do it when I was like, oh my God.
That's a great way to be killed.
Both cars knew each other. They were like going to the same place. He wasn't hitting strangers, but he was fucking... It's like, that's not a place to screw around.
Yeah, this is not a toy.
It's bad enough that we play with the radio in the car, let alone our phones. Okay, so there's the plane. There's the ship. We get to finally get a view.
First shot of it. And it's actually pretty impressive. I mean, it's not a big ship. It's a small ship, but it's sleek, it's elegant, it's futuristic, and it looks nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I have a comment about it later that's going to make James groan a little bit, although probably not too much.
It looks like the human ear. It's
well, it looks like something else that's made out of human skin. I have a good theory why, by the way. All right, we'll get there. So they see it for the first time. It's kind of got these. What do they call these things in Star Trek? Nacelles.
You're asking the wrong person.
I watched so much Star Trek. You'd think I'd know that.
Mm-hmm.
They're
the things them Spocks.
But they got lights and stuff, and there's cool stuff, shapes, and thingies, and it's a great ship. I like the design.
But again, the orchestral music is swelling right now. It's kind of impressive. It's very. It reminds me of watching the new remakes of the Star Trek movies.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and it does. And also the TV show Cosmos. I bet it was the same orchestra. I remember seeing Seth Macfarlane tweet about a 75-piece orchestra that he was so proud to work with for this show.
It's good production value.
Very high production value. And he's made a shit ton of money for Fox, so he can basically call the shots on anything he wants.
Pretty much, yeah.
And this show is probably going to make a lot of money. We're hoping it's popular.
There's 13 episodes this season.
13?
13.
Fuck, I was hoping for 8. I can't handle all this editing. All right. It's my idea to do this, by the way, so I'm fully embracing the amount of work it takes. All right, there you go.
Dislike this video and we won't have to do it.
Yeah, please dislike so I get discouraged and decide not to do it. All right, so then the fuck is this?
That's a commercial.
Oh, that's a commercial. Shit.
What are you doing to me?
Sorry, didn't mean to make you watch advertising. Okay, back to don't lick sucky vagina. Okay.
Oh, God.
All right, there's an overhead shot, kind of. You never get a direct overhead shot, but I'll explain later. So we meet the crew. Look at them, James, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Different colors, just like Star Trek. You got the red shirts. You got these are gray ones over here. Look at this guy's head.
You got the poor man's Wharf in the front.
Yep, you got poor man's Wharf. By the way, I have the Twitter account Wharf on Drugs and Wharf on Christmas, and I've barely tweeted on them because I haven't really come up with good stuff for them. But so follow those if you guys want to. And
his actual name was Bortus.
Bortus. Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Bortus, second officer. We'll get to that. I'm
gonna call him Borf.
But all right, yeah, you got greens and reds and blue and some grays.
But you do notice the senior officers are all in a row at the front. we get to meet them later, but they're all dead front and center.
Yeah, I mean that's the like indifferent cruelty of television, especially with Star Trek. It's like, oh, this is the cast. It's like 7 people, but they always have a couple of losers walking around.
The rest are extras, of course.
Extras, I mean, not losers. They're not losers. Look at this guy's head. Do you think that's like a frog throat that just bellows when he's horny?
I think it's his real head.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You think his powers are mind control?
I think his powers are crippling pain.
Crippling pain. Oh, because it's so heavy?
Yes. And he's birth defect.
It's a migraine. It's a pimple.
Yes.
What if you just squeeze both sides and it blew up like a mashed potato salad?
I've had that happen.
Mashed potatoes?
No, squeezing something onto my father's head and having it explode like
yeah, you told me about that. Your dad
Great
had
story.
Yeah, on your dad's head too. That's worse than your own head.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good to know if in case I ever need a lesion boiled or a boiled lance.
You mean, yeah.
Lesion lanced. All right, so he's got, look at his tricorder is bright. Anyway, he's finding out, he's getting to know his new command staff.
Yeah. So basically this is the introduction of the characters, people. This is Alara. She is a special race who is from, I think her name's Alaria.
It's Alaria or Alara?
Alara Kitan.
Alara Kitan. And she's a Salian.
Yes, she's from a planet that does not typically enlist in the Union, so she's unknown for her species, but she's typically from a place that has higher gravity, which means that her powers in the Earth's atmosphere are far accentuated. So she is faster, she is stronger, she's the head of security.
Right. You think that's how it would work out if you came with, I think you would just atrophy and you'd get a little bit fucked up. If you were like a species that was like she even says it's like a 1.2 or 25% stronger. Like she's way strong. I mean, this is obviously done.
Have you never seen Dragon Ball Z? You train in higher gravity and you become stronger and then you can scream and groan and then explode with yellow hair. That's how it works.
Is that science?
All right, science.
Okay, all right. I guess so. I'm just wondering what the actual physics, because like, it'd be like going to the moon. You could jump higher.
Well, that's less gravity. You want to go to a place with more gravity.
No, but for her to come to a place with less gravity. She's on a place with less gravity.
Well, she's not floating around.
They don't float on the moon.
They do float.
What are you talking about?
People float on the moon when they jump.
No,
it's just less gravity.
They go up and then they come down. That's not floating.
That's floaty jumps.
No, it's a good metaphor. It's a good analogy. It's like if we went to Mars. Mars has less gravity than Earth. We would be able to jump higher and probably take longer steps and hit golf balls really far.
Yeah, but
yeah. That's her. She's doing that here. She's the Earthling in my analogy.
It'd be hilarious if she was floating right now.
Yeah,
she's like moving like she's in a spacesuit. It's not like that.
Yeah, no. But all right, anyway, okay, let's keep going. So anyway, we find out. I assume we'll see some of her strength later on. Mm-hmm. And of course they cast like a younger woman who's probably not as strong as the.
Yeah, she says she's 23, so you get this impression that she is younger. She doesn't really belong there, but she said that so few people of her race, of her species, enlist in the Union that they fast track those who do.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, they must be real useful then. I like it, and they got cool ear stuff, a little bit like a Bajorian.
Way too much Botox in the center though.
A little bit, yeah, they screwed up.
She was like a porcelain doll. They should creepy.
They maybe assumed it would spread, and it obviously didn't. All right, so. Seth is saying, all right, hey, cool, all right, great to meet you, good job, all right. So then he moves on, and we're going to meet someone else.
John Lamarr.
John Lamarr is a navigator. He goes, I understand you're a level 8 helmsman.
Yep, he's pretty good, but he only cares about whether or not he can drink soda on the bridge.
Which I appreciate that. I used to be a big soda drinker. Yep. Now I drink powdered sugar mixes, and it is a delight.
Because the old captain allowed him to do it.
And I thought Seth had a very reasonable response. He's like, yeah, okay, if you keep it below the equipment and don't spill it, sure, no problem. Mm-hmm. That's a good boss.
Yeah.
You know, working with him. He's saying, and he seems relieved. He's like, oh, good. All right, cool. And so then we meet Fake Worf.
Yes.
Named Lieutenant Commander Bortus.
Lumpy Teal'c.
Lumpy Teal'c. Yeah, I like that. He is the chief of security, right? We already talked about this.
Nope, Ilaria was chief of security.
The second officer. I have it written down.
Yep.
Then we find out about his species. They're all male. Mm-hmm. No, there's one gender, and they. He says he only urinates once a year. Once a year. What do you think that's like? When you
must be pretty great.
Well, do you think he's just kind of efficient? He just takes a regular pee once a year, or do you think he builds up a giant elephant piss? You ever seen an elephant pee?
Yes.
Oh man, it's fucking awesome. It is so cool. I wish I could pee like that. They dig a hole with the dirt.
I was about to say it's like a deep core drilling.
Yeah, it's like those water picks for your teeth. But you could get all the floss, all the lettuce out of your teeth.
They could have just
drank an elephant urine.
They could have just taken an elephant to the asteroid in Armageddon and been there quicker.
They're amazing. Or he pees a crystal. There's a squirrel in Australia that pees a crystal to save water. It evolved to not you have liquid pee. It actually excretes a crystal of urea. All right, it's not a squirrel. It's some kind of jumping rabbit or some shit like that. It's one of those weird Australian animals.
And someone's got a whole necklace of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, next to their human ear necklace. All right, so he's like, oh, wow, a bunch of pee, huh?
No, he says, I got to get up 3 times a night. Yeah. He goes, oh, that's unfortunate. Isn't it great when we have to just recap and explain the jokes?
Yeah, I know. That's like...
It takes so much out of it.
There's no... So she runs a pot dispensary, this lady here. Yeah. This is Dr. Claire Finn.
She's got a D-pad on her emblem.
Yeah, that's the same symbol. It's a D-pad or it's a pot dispensary symbol. She's a doctor, and he's even like, yo, you got all kinds of psychiatry, and you got every degree in the world. Why are you here? It seems like you could be somewhere way better. And she's basically like, I go where I'm needed.
She likes to be challenged.
Yeah, I want to, and I can tell that I'm going to be needed here.
Especially by him.
Yeah, and he's like, well, you're saying that I'm messed. And I don't know what she says. Something.
I don't have the huevos to handle this. She goes, that's right. Well, I'm your doctor, so I will know when your huevos are not good.
Man, how the fuck do you remember all that shit? I've watched this twice. First of all, she is, I don't remember her name, but she's from Star Trek DS9. She plays Benjamin Sisko's wife/girlfriend or something, a lady friend. So I've seen her before. I like her. She's good.
Her name is Dr. Claire Finn.
Claire Finn, that's right. All right, so anyway, she gives him, tells him, all right, yeah, that's what I'm here for. We're gonna work together, have a good time. And then then we get to meet Bender, the robot guy. I like that they didn't even bother making him into a robot. Like the arms just soft. I mean, maybe it's just like a mechanic's outfit with some chest pieces on and some shoulder adornments. They really didn't do much for this guy's outfit. I mean, he looks like a robot, like a humanoid.
He looks but he's like a low-rent Doctor Who.
Yeah, like this would be embarrassing for Doctor Who.
Yeah, his name is Isaac. He's the science officer, and he comes from a very racist race who believes himself to be superior to all other races, and he is coming here on a mission by which he volunteered to sow a bond between humanity and other species and his own.
To try to overcome that gap that their racism is causing, and that's a good thing.
He says, I think you will find I will be your most capable helmsman, or capable crew member.
Crew
not helmsman, science officer.
Yeah, sure. Does it look like all supplies back there? I guess that makes sense. They probably need to eat stuff, fruit by the foots, and granola bars and Cliff bars and stuff. Kalon 1 is the planet this guy's from. But I think that's an interesting sci-fi concept that you might have a species of super sentient robots, and they might be a little bit snobby, and therefore I guess racism and snobbishness don't necessarily correlate. But
aside from his locked elbows, he doesn't really move like a robot at all.
No, not necessarily. But you'd think like if they were that evolved to be the dominant animal on their planet, they're not even an animal, but you know what I mean, like to take over. That probably not that the humanoid form is where they have to end up either. By the way, probably not, but. We'll see where this goes. Maybe he'll say some weird racist shit, and that'll be entertaining for everybody, and also a little upsetting because of what's going on our planet these days. So it's been going on for a long time. All right, so but celebrating the tradition of Star Trek, one of the most inclusive shows of all time, very much pushed the boundaries for race representation on television. So I think, and Seth Macfarlane, I know, wants to honor that legacy, and I support it. I say the more the better. Yep. Does she have green hair too that matches her?
No, she doesn't.
What's that green right there?
It's like about 30 minutes.
Oh, James only has 30 minutes. All right, sorry, buddy. Okay, so we got so much farther to go. Really, only 30 minutes? Okay, so, okay, all right, everybody, we're going to have a great time. That's what he says to his crew, and off they go. So now we got a guy, he's unpacking.
It's Malloy.
Gordon.
Gordon Malloy, yep.
Gordon Malloy. And they have a little meeting. This guy comes in, he goes, hey, just wanted to meet you since we're going to be working together. And he goes, oh, you're here to find out if I'm an asshole. And he's like, yeah, kind of. He goes, well, I am an asshole. And he goes, oh, okay. And then they actually have a nice rapport. These guys
so he basically finds out, what did you do wrong? He makes a joke about shooting a porno in the back of the shuttle, but he tells the true story is that what actually happened was that he did an illegal maneuver and lost a bunch of a squash into space.
Yeah, he fucked up a cargo door and stuff got vented out. Squashes.
So a little bit of backstory, a little bit of exposition, two characters meeting each other, not much to go on there, but,
James, he's got 2 things on his shoulder pads, and you have more than that, but not as much as me, bitch. Wow. All right, so space station here, there we go, and so this guy's gonna be friends. So now he comes walking, talking to the admiral. They're talking about the XO, the second in commanding officer that they're gonna get. So he's like, yeah, well, we'll hook you up with somebody later on. I don't know, something like that.
And then the huge ripoff of Star Trek, the bridge.
The homage to Star Trek. Okay, James, join the ship of the imagination. All right, Neil deGrasse Tyson would be rolling over in his grave if he heard you talking like that. Watch Cosmos, okay? It's very much Star Trek, and that's fine. I'm all about it. We need another Star Trek. We have another one coming soon anyway, but they have
the world needs a little less Star Trek.
What? How dare you?
Too much Star Trek.
It's so good. The ships go.
Yeah, you ever watch a stabilized Star Trek when they get hit by a photon torpedo and they're just like shaking themselves around?
It's hilarious.
It is.
Yeah, those are funny. Yeah, of course. Star Trek is horrible but wonderful in every way. It's a lot like my upbringing. So anyway,
I would always set my phasers to change channel.
So I would set my phasers to, why didn't you abort me, you pieces of shit? That's my answer to my. Okay, so these things are swoopy, and they got chairs, and they got the drivers at the front. That's always good. They got
the chairs
panels
are for the captain and the XO.
That's right. People standing around with their arms behind their back, like this guy here, and they're sitting at chairs, just like real offices. So they come in, they sit down, and they're, probably crack a couple of jokes. All right, here we go. We're getting it. Here we go. All right. So then they take off, and we have a cool. Damn, oh no, here it is. All right, good. I wanted to get to this. So this is, I don't know. Oh yeah, he takes a sip.
Yep.
I like that. I was kind of hoping that this would be more like he'd freak out or something, not right away. But I like that they just showed it and it wasn't a thing. Like it's just
or they would have used a more futuristic cup other than just going to the store and buying a Yeti tumbler.
No, look, they engraved something on the side.
Yeah, it's a Yeti to me.
That's the symbol. Was Yeti a brand? Is that what
heck yeah, they're the best.
Oh, they're the best, so maybe they don't need to be improved. All right, so then we see the ship here, and they show this overhead shot through this little button, this little thing that might be hard to find for some people. And there we zoom out. That's the front of the ship. It's near the top quadrant. It's under probably maybe some kind of hood that would protect it, maybe in event of emergencies.
I'm not reading you at all.
And then the thing, and well, then they move the camera around here. But I want to say that I think they designed these ships based on vaginas.
I get where you're going. Basically the subtle subtext when I say I don't know where you're going means I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm going to say it. That's why we spoiled it for the fans. So this is the clitoris, and the swoopy parts back here are part of the the hole.
Have you seen a specialist?
Not in vaginas.
You had your dome scanned?
No, there's nothing wrong with the anatomy. It's a beautiful thing. It's one of nature's greatest creations. You got flowers, you got Nintendo, and you got Chinese food and vaginas.
You shouldn't see them everywhere you look, though.
No, I don't. I'm not Georgia O'Keeffe.
Yes, it's not like you look into the clouds. There's one.
Yeah, no.
No.
I only see them after I am very lucky enough to, to go on a date or something, and then I'm somehow funny enough or something, and I don't say anything stupid. I do say a lot of stupid stuff, but no, it doesn't happen as much as I wish, because they're fun. They're fucking horrible and disgusting, but they're also the most best thing on the planet. I think. I don't know. It's evolution, James. What can I do? I'm not. Penises are all just as fucking weird. They're just inverted vaginas, basically. They're just the sexual
inverted.
Well, vaginas are inverted penises. Penises are inverted vaginas. They're
the opposite of inverted.
Inverted mean you can invert both ways.
That's an outvert.
Outvert?
Sure, I made up a new word.
Are you doing vagina jokes?
No.
That's my job. Okay, here, pal. Anyway, I just think that it's no coincidence, and I would it's an efficient design.
How many have you seen that had a moon in them?
3.
Okay.
Those chicks were into astrology.
Okay. Astrology was into them.
Yeah, the moon is in its full phase. No. All right, I won't dwell on that too much, but I do think we're going to see some more overhead shots, and I am going to continue to make this case throughout, because this is the bottom part where the hole is, and then there's the bubble at the top that's fun to you give it the old. Want me to do the French alphabet too? Oui. That's the alphabet with the accents. The circumflex.
I'm gonna look up.
All right, so let's keep going. James is running out of time. What are these guys saying? They're saying stuff here.
They're saying, "Wow, Hank is crazy."
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I don't blame them. So yeah, he goes, engage warp speed. We're gonna go somewhere. We're going to the science.
They're going to Epsilon 2.
Oh yeah, Epsilon 2. So
which is the science foundry, science factory.
I started pounding on the screenshots for that. Fuck, I screwed up that one there. And off they go, and I don't know. There's probably some talking or something going on here, and there they go.
As evidenced by their mouths moving.
Yeah, they end up where they. Oh no, that she goes, hey, we got a report that they have a selection for you. And he goes, oh, who is it? And he goes, well, they want to send it to your private cabin. She goes, all right, send it to my not cabin,
office.
Not even office. He goes, send it to my display here.
Yeah,
because that's where he sees it. And then this is sort of funny. I mean, this is part of the comedy. He immediately goes, no, 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 no. And he gets up and he runs and he's panicking.
Because the one thing you want to see from your captain is him losing his composure and running off screaming, no, 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 no. Yeah. Nothing instills confidence and calm like that.
That's Academy 101. Just freak out in front of everybody. Man, it is so important to be psychologically stable when the person in charge has to be psychologically stable. Yep. Boy, wouldn't it be bad if, like, I don't know, a culture or society put somebody psychologically unstable in charge? Wouldn't that be, like, really disorienting for almost everybody involved?
You mean like a rotting human pumpkin?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Anyway, so he goes around the corner. He is freaking out. I did enjoy this part. He kicks over, or he walks right through this Jello mold here that's on the ground, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, bro." And he goes,
Jello is also known as Norm Macdonald.
Oh, this was Norm Macdonald.
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's okay. It happened so fast. Fuck. Okay. I was caught off by the visuals here. So anyway, yeah, Norm Macdonald's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And
so turned into Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, all right.
That's the one thing. Since we started watching this on Spectrum, we can see commercials now, and I finally saw the Lincoln commercial with Matthew McConaughey like rolling the booger around in his fingers.
The Lincoln commercial?
Yeah.
Wait, the car?
Yes.
He rolls a booger around?
He's like sitting in the car musing and saying philosophical things while rolling what appears to be a booger around in his fingers.
I've got a booger in my fingers.
It's really weird.
It's like a human booger.
He's staring at a bowl.
I got this
He's like, take the long way
from
around.
an iguana eyeball. All right, so the captain tells him that his new XO, were you surprised by this, is?
No, I was not at all. It is Kelly Grayson, his ex-wife.
Oh, no. And he's like, oh, man, I just caught her. He's really pissed and he's annoyed. But the guy's like, hey, man.
The algorithm says that you guys work best together, so we're going to put you with her. And if you want to get a transfer at some other time, perhaps it could happen, but,
Right. He basically says it's this or you're going to...
Yes, it will not look good for you if on your first week as commander of your own vessel you start complaining about an XO assignment.
Right. But the admiral's like, even though he puts his foot down, he does let him complain just enough to be like, all right, okay, fine. But no, you got to take it. So anyway, they have to go pick up his girlfriend. See? Come on. Flip this around a little bit. Make it upright. Not that vaginas are always upright. They are.
I look at that.
Whenever I've looked at one, they are. But
I see a shoe or a garden shovel.
Oh, it does look like a shoe. Yeah, this is the front where the toes go. This is where the heel goes, or a shovel,
or a gardening spade.
Yeah, or some kind of weird kiwi slicer. You ever see a kiwi tool? But no, this is the clitoris, and this is the mother part that is so much fun, where babies come out of. That's not the fun part, but okay. So they come out of their thing, and then they're flying away from the ship, and he's tapping his fingers because I think a ship landed there. I don't know, whatever. So anyway, his wife is showing up, or his ex-wife.
Yeah, so he basically says, send her directly to my office. He doesn't say quarters, which I expect him to say. He said office. Right.
And this guy goes, who is? He goes, oh, she's a bitch, man. She's a real bitch.
He's already trash-talking her on the bridge, which we need to remember that he is the one trash-talking her because it's going to come back later.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I mentioned it. Also, it's not very professional, but all right, it's fine. So anyway, he does finally meet her, and he goes, oh, man, all right, well... They have a little back and forth about how annoying it is, and she's like, all right, get over it, or something. I'm trying to hurry up because you got to go soon, so...
Yeah, but he was basically saying, why are you showing up here? I've had a year to get over you, and, you've done terrible things to me. She explains, essentially, that she knows that the thing that she did to him was the one thing that she regrets most in her life, that she thinks it was horrible to do that to him, and she wants to come back as a form of atonement and to serve under him until he can find a new XO, because she knows that the Academy of the Union is not like for new captains, or any captain to go too long without an XO.
Yeah.
So eventually she turns over and explains to him that she did what she did because he wasn't present. And he was like, oh, well, that's great. Oh, how many minutes into the conversation did it take for you to turn the tables on me and blame me for this? I was doing it for you. Right. I never asked you to do it for me. Blah, 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 blah. Marital strife.
Pretty standard marital strife stuff. Yes. Although, she's not, it's her fault for her choice. However, it's not... an honest examination of the circumstances would include his role in their relationship as well. So it's not unfair to talk about that either, as far as it. Yeah. But you get where the emotions come from in this kind of situation.
Usually,
I think human relationships are complicated because people are not static animals. They tend to change and evolve. Oftentimes, they don't actually have a full accounting of what their interests, wants, and desires are by the time they get married. Mm-hmm. So they end up in a relationship and they realize they get stuck because the relationship didn't solve the problems they were hoping it would solve. Problems they're often not even aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And most shows like this usually paint the man as being the bad guy, as the cheater, and this one kind of takes it the other way around, which is kind of unique.
Sure, yeah, that's right, yeah. So that's nice, Equality is when both sexes are complete assholes. Yeah, that's a good sign of pride. It's the future, It's Central Park and stuff.
And why would he leave behind someone that has like such a well-placed wart between her eyes?
What wart?
Keep going.
Oh yeah, right there. That's a beauty mark, James. Okay, some people just have one right between their eyes. It looks like two. It looks like her eyebrows are like two caterpillars fighting over a half-eaten raisin. No, she's gorgeous, by the way. I would. He's gorgeous too. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, next, don't lick sticky. Varys. Okay, there she goes. He runs into her and they have a nice little banter. This is some of that Seth Macfarlane banter, though.
Yeah, and this is awkward because she knows that that's her husband's best friend. She knows that he's going to take his side, that he's probably talked a lot of trash about her. So she wants to say, are you going to be cool here taking orders from me, given our past relationship and our relationship to my ex-husband? He goes, oh, yeah, sure. I was just up there, I was like playing up the crowd, telling everyone how cool you were, when in reality he was trash talking her.
Right.
But he has to go to the bathroom. He says he's going to hold it, and he's going to run off. She says that was very magnanimous of him, and he runs off saying, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom and look up what magnanimous means.
What does it mean?
Spoiler alert, it means generous.
Generous. It means, where I first encountered that word is from the Shawshank Redemption, when Morgan Freeman, the narrator, but also the character Red, Andy Dufresne takes a chance to when they're tarring the roof of the license plate factory, and he talks to the guy and he gets the beer, and Morgan Freeman says, the colossal prick even managed to sound magnanimous. Yeah, that's good.
I learned it because it was on my reading list in the 4th grade.
I saw Shawshank Redemption last week. All right, so no, it's just joking. It's one of my favorite movies. By the way, now that you mentioned that thing between your eyes,
2 derp faces in a row.
Dirt faces.
Derp.
Oh, derp. Oh, okay.
derp.
Is that internet talk?
Have you never been on the internet?
Derp.
That's as old as time.
I know derp, but I don't know derp face.
That's super old.
I cannot not see this thing that you pointed out now, James, and it's like when you found out Christian Bale has that fucking growth next to his eye.
Welcome to my world.
Get rid of it. You're fucking rich and you're a movie star. Cut off the thing that's poking in front of your eye. You ever have something in your eyebrow and you can kind of see it, or like a hair from your eyebrow starts poking down a little bit? You can see it and it drives you crazy. How can he put up with that thing?
Is that why you willed all your hair to go?
Yes, that's how I got rid of my hair. I'm bald. Thank you for pointing it out. I replaced it with gross growths. My hair looks like my hair looks like a strange, like if a koosh ball got caught in a lawnmower hurricane.
This is her reaction to your story.
Yep. Thank you very much for saying that. That's great. Look, they have no. It
looks like a sticker.
I know there's no border around it. Why don't they use more stickers for stuff? But anyway, she's like, okay, magnanimous. All right. So off they go. There goes the spaceship vagina. Oh, look, planets. That's kind of cool. Oh, maybe those are moons.
They're getting closer to Epsilon 2.
Epsilon 2. So they showed up where they're going, and they're there. He's not looking happy. He's man spreading. She's woman
begrudgingly sitting next to her.
Yep.
And one of the guys says, you can cut the tension with a knife in here.
That old chestnut, huh? So then anyway, they show up where they're going, and
you can tweet live with the crew.
I tweeted about this a little bit. Yeah, it was fun.
All right, so the guy from the Orville, Babu, yes,
from Seinfeld.
Yes, so the guy from Epsilon 2 is saying, you know what? We don't need supplies. I called you here under false pretenses. There's a very immature joke going on with the dog in the background, and he's saying, I need you to come down here on the surface, and I'll explain to you in person why I misled you.
James, I can't stop staring at that dog.
Yeah, that was such a lowbrow joke.
Yes. I liked it, though. Do you think they filmed this with the dog back there, or do you think they filmed the dog from the same angle? They just had to have because how do you train a dog to lick his own balls? Is that a thing?
You put a dog in its natural habitat, and it doesn't take long for that to happen.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, did they just wait like 20 minutes?
Probably.
But then they could mask this in there with like just some little easy special effects.
Or they just put some peanut butter down there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe Seth MacFarlane insisted, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the... Put some peanut butter down there. That's hilarious. That's kind of where peanut butter comes from.
Yeah, I hope not.
Well, not really. Sort of. But no, the dog licking balls is entertaining. Who doesn't like that? That's great. It's just America's Funniest Home Videos. Reminds me of being at home with my family. Yeah. Watching America's Funniest Home Videos with my dad licking his balls.
With a high-pitched Bob Saget narrating.
Daisy Fuentes and John Fugel saying, okay, those are the only hosts I acknowledge. So anyway, they decide they're going to go, and he goes, all right, come with me, security guy, or second officer dude, and so these guys have to stay.
No, what he's basically saying is, did you check out the dog behind him? And he was like, that's the first thing I looked at.
Yeah, that's right. These guys have a nice chemistry. I thought their rapport is good. Good casting. Works well. So off they go in a little ship. They go and they land on a nice blue place.
Epsilon 2.
Epsilon 2. Looks like Earth, personally. But I did appreciate that this thing had a shadow. They did a good job showing.
I was noticing the shadow too, because I was thinking how far we've come where you can do something that's that convincing in the context of a standard, Fox network TV show.
So shadows are super important for faking images. That's one of the obvious tells for Photoshop things is that they don't bother to worry about shadows.
Yeah.
Shadows, because our minds are so ingrained. Like there's optical illusions with like I've seen this one thing with basketball and it bounces, but where they place the shadow changes what you think is going on.
Your brain interprets spatial awareness by shadows.
Exactly. Thank you. Because we evolved in the same angled sunlight all the time. With we're always calculating the shadows in our own heads. And anyway, so they have a shadow.
And this is kind of funny, though. This little spike shot there is to keep the spaceships from driving up on the lane. Because obviously that's there for cars, but in this world there are no cars, so it doesn't make any sense.
Well, maybe they have post office, workers that, are just general teens and stuff. All right, so they come out. They got a duck to get out of this thing. It's not a very big one, but that's okay. And they walk off towards the building, and they are greeted by the guy. He's like, "Hey, meet my crew." He goes, "This is my ex-wife." He's not really nice. That's not professional. Come on, Seth Macfarlane, grow up. But she's like, "I'm the second officer."
Well, yeah, he introduces everyone and then says it's my ex-wife.
Yeah.
By their title, and then doesn't say the ex.
Right. Yeah, he leaves out her title. But he goes like, "Oh, I've got to show you the thing that we couldn't risk transmitting it because it could have gotten caught." So then they're walking through. We get to see it's a little tour of the place. This woman, she's like the science lady. She's the doctor, so she's all interested.
It looks like they just took over a mall to film this.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? That looks great. I do wonder. You do notice that a lot, especially when you live in LA, like when you see Century City and you see buildings. But anyways, this is some special effects here. This little thing swimming around in the water, and they're of course drawn to it. And they this little squid-headed Medusa monster.
Yeah, she says, "Is that one of your projects?" And goes, "Nope, that's our chief botanist, Doctor something."
Yeah, that's some doctor. So I appreciate that. Everybody likes a liquid, smart alien. It's always good to get one of those out of the way. And he shows these new seeds they've got. These are redwood. This is a botany. They study plants and stuff here. So he's like, oh yeah, and so they grow really strong or fast or something. I don't know. They last forever. They injected them with tardigrade DNA.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, someone made a comment in one of our Twin Peaks videos that referenced the concept of Chekhov's gun. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of that. If they show the gun, they have to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe this is Chekhov's seed.
James, I told you not to talk about semen in this show, okay?
There you go.
Yes, so they show this thing. It's tardigrades are these little bugs that live in everywhere.
They're nearly indestructible.
Yeah, they survive in space. They survive everywhere. Survive in immense pressures, immense lack of pressure, vacuum, and temperatures everywhere. So also they're featured quite prominently in Cosmos, which Seth MacFarlane was big.
And for some reason, it's not PC to call them tards.
That sounds like something I would almost not say. That's well done. I think my influence is rubbing off on you there. So he goes, oh, it also has a benefit of being a delicious snack, which I thought was like a little unnecessary. You're not going to eat your science, even if it is tasty. Come on. My brother's a scientist. He studies tadpoles. I've never seen him pop one in his mouth. He studies neuroscience. My brother's a neuroscience professor. I'm very proud of him.
So we'd have no reason to have tadpoles around them.
No, of course he does. The reason they're good for neuros is because they can study how their brains grow, and they're also they're translucent. Plus, nobody cares if you kill a bunch of them.
That's horrific.
Yeah. Well, they're just tadpoles. They grow like fucking tadpoles, All right, so look, I got a bubblehead guy with a zit head, blackhead. Why are they called whiteheads, right?
There's two. There's blackheads and whiteheads.
Oh yeah. What? Okay. Well, you can worry about that later. Enough about race, everybody. Off they go. Oh, look, they got little boxes of stuff. This just like at Panda Express or Payway. So this guy takes a little. You don't like Payway?
No, I love Payway. There was one right across the street from me, and I love the orange chicken, and they shut down because there wasn't enough foot traffic.
Well, maybe you should have been hungrier.
I eat there every day.
That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Fucking Beverly Hills snobs.
Yes. So let's take into perspective this device that they're looking at is this conical shaped thing pointing downwards.
Yep, pointing down at a table. There's a lady there. They got a bunch of science people standing around.
And they say that she is a young protege. She's no more than like her early 20s, but she's there because she's brilliant and she's been working on something. She had a breakthrough, and he said to say it's a breakthrough is an understatement. She had a massive breakthrough.
Pretty big deal. This would be a big deal for any society. So what it does is it creates a quantum field. It uses the properties of quantum
bubble.
bubbles, and it grows thing. It changes the rate of time inside the bubble.
It accelerates the passage of time, but it cannot go backwards.
It can only go forward. Which is pretty much true about time travel. Like there is no real rewinding, but there is speeding up the pace of going forward, I guess.
I would put my burritos in there in a tiny little microwave so that my 30-second nuke will only take a second.
Yeah, smart. I like that. Yep. I would.
And then I would keep reaching in too early, and I had this like gnarled granny hand.
Yeah, I would put my boner in there so it would go away. For after about 6 hours.
You would be Bob Dole in a minute.
Yeah, it would turn into the tips of my pubes would turn gray.
It would just turn to dust and blow away.
Bob Dole. Okay, so all right, so they're like, whoa, they make some jokes about bananas, and this is like, I thought that banter was very annoying, actually.
Yeah, they were basically downplaying the accomplishment and saying, oh, so you've got an anti-banana device. Does it also work on salads?
Yeah, like, come on, what do you...
But it showed that they had the same kind of sensibilities. They were using the same lines. They were playing off of each other as though it was kind of hinting at their past relationship and their past connection as to why they perhaps fell in love originally.
Right. For sure. That's right. Good. And you're like, no, it's not. It's more important than that, idiot. And they list up a bunch of ways that they could use it to like age things, grow plants quickly, feed people.
But
and then the other girl goes,
Gloria says, aha. But it could also reduce an entire army to a bunch of old invalids.
Right. You could use this as a weapon. And that is true of science. It is the fundamental debate with like nuclear power or
he said, aha.
Bacterial knowledge.
Yes, she said, that is true. And that is exactly why I called you down here, because I cannot let news of this accomplishment reach the airwaves without protection from the Krillians. And he was like, but there hasn't been any Krillian sightings here ever.
Are they called Krillians or Krill?
Probably Krill.
Well, it could be Krillian and they just say Krill for short.
I think I'm thinking of a Dragon Ball Z character, because you got me thinking about Dragon Ball Z, Krillian.
Yeah,
Krillin.
that's okay. You get one more of those and you get a free one. Don't bump this there, by the way, there again.
But I want to.
I know, that's okay. Oh, bad boy James is coming out, everybody. He's getting a little rebellious. He was almost bumping the thing we have a microphone.
I was not even coming close. Look at that. You bumped it.
I just made a giant spike on the thing. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, so he goes to tell his ship, like, oh, we're going to need help. He's like, we need to get more heavy cruiser here. We need to have some more protection because this is important. So, but then all of a sudden, there's a guy with a gun. And he says, hey, get out. Don't you do anything. I'm going to shoot you. I'm backing up here. But now we're going forward. Norm Macdonald.
Derek. And he goes, I knew it had to be a Derek.
Oh, yeah. That was a decent joke. But... they killed the banana, by the way, turned it into banana dust.
Well, it's important to mention that before this scene, they said this banana has been aged by 1 month. And he enthusiastically looked down and said, how would you like to see a 100-year-old banana? So he's already set the laser, or the bubble, to age to 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
So it's active right now. This guy interrupted them.
Right. Why would you want to watch? I mean, it's just going to turn into banana just to dust, right? Like, what happens to a banana? If there's nothing...
You put a double cheeseburger from McDonald's in there, and nothing would happen.
Yeah, the wrapper would disintegrate before the food would. By the way, we got to go to McDonald's if you have time. We probably won't, but because you got something to do. But all right. So anyway, they're like, no, what are you doing, man? Don't shoot. Seth dropped his thing. He dropped his little gun thing there. Or his walkie-talkie. Anyway, this guy seems to be like a spy. He's obviously coming from some kind of...
He is working for the... Krills.
Yeah, the bad guys who we have not yet met yet, but they're all worried about they're sort of, they sound like they're like the Borg / Klingons.
But he basically keeps his intentions very on the surface by radioing to them as the Krill ship.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to figure out.
Pretty clear. Anyway, does he shoot the lady here? Or
I think he shoves her.
Shoves her. So this woman, this young protege, gets the most ironic death of all, the death of your own device.
Through her own discovery.
It'd be like if I died from editing on Suck Professor too much or something.
It's like if George Washington Carver choked on a peanut.
It'd be like if George Washington choked on one of his wooden teeth.
He didn't invent them.
He had
discover them.
He also had other material teeth. Did you know that? Boy, back then they just shoved it. They did whatever the fuck they felt like, man.
Be like if
put ivory, wood,
before get hit by a car.
Stone. Did he get hit by a car?
No. It probably wouldn't hurt you bad because it was going at like 3 miles per hour.
Or it would have been a horse.
Yeah.
It's
a horse named Car.
A horse is a car that poops on you.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we watch her go, oh no, and her hair turns gray. Then her face turns old, and she becomes an old grandma.
Not as convincing as in Raiders of the Lost Ark. When the guy drinks from the wrong chalice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You chose poorly.
You have chosen poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Poorly.
And I was really annoyed.
You have chosen Pauly Shore.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was annoyed by what the doctor said about the woman after this all happened. So he basically says, oh my God, she must be over 125 years old. It's like, yeah, we know. You just said she was young, that she was in her early 20s, and the thing aged by 100 years, and she was in there for quite a while. So yeah, we know she's older than 120.
Oh, right.
Well, we could have figured that out. We can do the math.
Yeah, but these are science people love numbers and results. They like to talk about their results. That's what they do. That's why they became scientists.
Yeah, so basically this guy says, you know what, I'm going to kill her if you don't radio back to your crew that this is okay, that the krill have come in peace.
Yes.
So he says, they've come in peace, and then his ex-wife comes in and says, yeah, they're invited to an office pizza party.
Oh yeah, there was a whole pizza
party.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
The second time I was watching this, I actually was working on something else, so I wasn't really paying that much attention. But yeah, there was a whole something about a pizza party.
Yeah, there's a lot of September birthdays down here.
So the krill shows up, and did this look like a face to you? I thought it looked like the front end of a big long, like those queen bugs, where like
it looks like a dead-on shot of a cobra.
Oh, like a cobra. Yeah. Oh, I see. You're incorporating the whole thing here.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Like two little teeth right there, the green.
I saw this as sort of like a GoBot head, or like a transformer.
It could be
a little bit, but like sort of like at the head at the end of a long body, like a queen ant. Or you ever see those gross termite queens or something, where the body, the head looks like a normal or slightly bigger, but then they got like 18 feet of fucking gross termite undulating. Okay, so, oh boy, we got a big fight here. This is real sci-fi stuff going on here. And then this guy...
they send out two, basically, patrols to go down to the surface because they want to intercept this device.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, though, is like the conflict is escalating now that the bad guys have showed
and Borf is asking, like, what's pizza party?
Yes. Oh, right, here, in this shot here.
Yes.
What is pizza party? Yes, that's right, yeah. So, anyway, these are the little transports or shuttles going down there. And, what's this guy's name again? Isaac. I don't remember what he says. Probably says something though, and then anyway.
Well, no, he says there's a pizza party down there, and the rest of the guys say, "Whoa, really? A pizza party? Can we go down there?"
Oh yeah, okay. Everybody loves pizza parties, I guess. So I'm gonna get her. Don't worry. We're running out of time though, right?
Yeah. So Alaria basically pulls a stunt, runs to the back of the room, grabs something.
Which one, right here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she throws
hurls it across and takes out the assailant, so there's no longer a problem.
Right.
So essentially, she has them radio back to the crew and say, "You know what? No pizza party. No pizza party. They're here to attack. Raise your defenses."
Oh yeah, that's right. That's where I got confused there, because they did actually try to say it was. Okay, got it now. Thank you, James, for making that clear. All right, so then they're plugging a wire in, they're unhooking the thing, and they're like, okay, we got to get the device off the here and get back up to the ship. So they go running around, and of course the bad guys are showing up, and they're all charging in. Find the device.
Oh, you did turn subtitles on.
Yes, I did. I did that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm the subtitle guy. But they're sort of figuring out what to do, how to handle this big ship, and they start having a gunfight. They start shooting little laser blasts at each other. I don't, I'm sure they're all saying.
Yeah, but you can see the ship is very small compared to the other one. The other one's definitely in a destroyer, and this one is a small exploratory vessel, so they don't really stand a chance in a firefight.
Right, so we get to see some space action at the same time as some running around with a phaser gun action. At least they have triggers on it. I like to have like somewhat gun-shaped phasers, not like those weak-ass Star Trek ones where people look like they're holding, what we talked about earlier, wink, ladies. Ew, gross. Not gross at all. It's beautiful. All right, I'm for it. Okay, anyway, okay. Oh my God, we see their faces. That's pretty freaky. That's like their helmets kind of like comes warping off or something like that. And they go running and they have a little plan and they go pew pew pew, take that. And, I almost called him Adam for some reason. Ed
Mercer.
Ed Mercer Lane, and he takes one in the shoulder. Ow, it hurts, and they keep running. But they make it out of there alive. It'd be weird if they all got killed. That'd be just a great.
I would have been thrilled.
We're gonna get great ratings on these videos, James. I promise you. Anyway, pretty standard phaser fight where it's the future, but nobody can fucking shoot. Because otherwise, it'd be the worst. And by the way, if they're this far in the future, the humans wouldn't be doing any aiming. They would hold the gun in the general direction, and it'd have some sort of thing that aims it automatically for you. It'd be that easy. I promise you. It'd probably already have that. All right, so the vagina ship's facing off against the other thing, and Borf is
seashell head.
Seashell head, conk, conk. They start having a little fight, and this guy goes, "I know how to ride the donkey." Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, really? You do? Okay, ride the donkey." Because the guy on the right is like the master. He's like got the legendary flight skills or something.
He's like, "I've been riding the donkey since flight school."
Yeah. So anyway, he starts doing this whip around thing, which probably doesn't work with physics. But what about maybe there's future inertial dampeners and whatnot. So it starts racing around basically to keep moving really quickly so as to not get blasted, because they're like, oh, the shields are getting lower, the protection.
Yeah, so the less shots he can take directly, the better, because this helps him to maneuver around.
And it was pretty disorienting. I mean, I watched it on my computer screen, so it's not gigantic. I have a pretty good size one, but like a really big screen, and I mean, they were really whipping around on this thing here. I thought the effect was kind of cool. Anyway, they're like, whoa, okay, and I guarantee you they're doing the moving around thing too.
Yes, how uncomfortable will those chairs be? There's no back to them.
Well, if you had good posture, you don't need the back to the chair, James. Why don't you grow up? Just like I'm trying to work on my posture because I'm terrified I'm going to hurt my back. All right, they're take that. They're flying through the little holes. What are they called? The gaps between the different parts of the plane, the ship. Yeah. So, he goes, Celeria, what's her name?
Alara. So you can see that they have the device. They're trying to get to the shuttle with the device, but they can't get through this door because he cannot open it. It leads to the outside. Yep. But apparently, because of her strength in the lower gravity atmosphere, she's able to bust right on through it.
Yep, she pounds it down.
And he makes the hilarious joke that he loosened it for her.
Yeah, I loosened it for you. That was an okay. Yeah, it's sort of, it's not like it's award-winning comedy, but that's the right joke for that moment. It's not bad. What would you have said? Sorry, I didn't... I mean, what? What, you got something better? Come on.
A new opening has appeared!
I would have said, holy ship. Get it? Hole.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? Jim? Hole. Good band, by the way. All right, pew pew, take that. Oh, look, we got word. Energy, cold, atrium, everything goes that way.
Nothing goes... What's the point of the sign if everything is to the left?
All these words should say everything that way.
It should be an arrow pointing to the right that just says wall.
Yeah. Dead end to the right. Anyway, so they're having a gunfight and they're shooting at guys, and so she goes running off and she does this leaping jump and she flies through the air. Fuck, they're not gonna shot at it.
No, she's flying.
Yeah, but she's okay. Yeah, that is right. Okay, so anyway, then they go run up, and this was ridiculous the way they were running across the water.
I would run around the fountain.
Water trips you up. Water's heavy. It's hard to run through water. Like it splashes. Your feet are gonna get wet. Your iPhone's gonna get wet.
But it's easier to make the little pew pew laser effects hit and splash up water for effects.
That's true. That is a thing. Yeah. So cool gun. Looks kind of like one of those rhinoceros beetles.
Yes. Too bad they don't have eye holes, so they can't hit them.
Well, it might be some kind of transparent, material there. And anyway, she's running around there, and she makes it to the ship, of course, and she gets in there, and those chairs look kind of comfortable. Those look way better.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. Off they go. They're making it. Oh, look, they've got a little blaster shot. Run, everybody. This guy's he's a little elderly guy, but it's a good day. He's probably fit, though. He probably has time to work out. Anyway, they make it to their ship, of course. So why would the bad guys leave their? They should have blown up their ship as soon as they landed, or left some guards that were at it, or something like that. But anyway,
or perhaps snuck aboard the ship.
Oh yeah, that would have done it too.
Remember that.
What? All right, let's keep going. And so then they take off, and there they go off back up into the sky, and a couple guys shoot at him at the end, and she's checking on his shoulder here. She's a doctor. She's getting right at it, not wasting any time. She wants to fix them, and I wish she'd get rid of that earring and then heal that wound. Oh, those upper earrings.
Yeah.
Huh? Man, gosh.
So essentially she says it doesn't hurt.
The ones on the bottom aren't good enough?
Yes.
Come on.
So she says it doesn't hurt, and he goes, yeah, it hurts like heck. And the wife says, well, that means it doesn't really hurt at all.
He's just trying to get drugs. He's pretending it hurts, so you give him some drugs.
Another little insight into their past chemistry.
Yes, and he also goes, no. He goes, oh, do you have drugs? Funny. So anyway, she doesn't have drugs. So, she probably had some sort of drugs. Who knows?
Hey, remember what I said?
Holy shit, there's a guy on the plane. Somebody had snuck aboard, a bad guy. And
there was clearly nowhere to hide.
Yeah. He was
nowhere whatsoever.
Well, I don't know.
That's that freaking hatch they came in out of.
Yeah, but no.
Was he stuck to the ceiling like a freaking bug?
Look over behind here. Like on an airplane where the stewardesses hang out.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. Sorry, not supposed to call them stewardesses. Where the flight waitresses hang out.
Where the sky
I'm joking.
Ladies.
This is the what are the flight attendants.
The Wonder Woman.
But there's little compartments and stuff that he might have snuck into. Maybe he's got a shrinking device like Ant-Man.
He was in the overhead baggage compartment.
Yes, exactly.
And he jostled during landing.
Yeah, unlike me, I have obvious baggage. It's right in my lap. It's terrible and filled with. My baggage is so bad. My baggage has luggage.
Let's not unpack it here.
No, don't worry. You've gotten to deal with enough of my baggage, James. Don't worry. And it's not over yet, motherfucker. And that's a fucking promise. Anyway, this guy's basically in charge now because he's got a gun. That's how.
Yes, he says, "I'm the captain now."
Gets to call the shots. I watched Captain Phillips on Spectrum.
You got my reference. Thank you.
Oh, you really? That was a reference?
That was my reference.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that.
I'm the captain now.
I'm captain now. This is a pretty okay movie. It's good parts. All right, so anyway, they're like, oh crap, this guy's got us. Oh, by the way, in this shot here, the little ship is zipping around it, going boop, 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 like a
moth. I was thinking at the same time, I don't want to go back to that ship if that's what it's doing.
Yeah, the orange juice.
I would have just turned around and just gone the other way.
Right, yeah, exactly. Anyway, so, oh fuck, jumped ahead. So then the lady, I don't know.
She says he's got a gun. He goes, yes, but we've got something better. Brakes or seatbelts.
Right.
And he hits the brake, sends him flying forward into the windshield, which should have broken the windshield and depressurized and killed them all.
Or at least shifted it into reverse or neutral, like when a dog goes flying forward in your car. Anyway, yeah, they are able to take over the guy, and he's down, he's out, and no, big trouble. So then the ship gets into the thing. There's Isaac, he's doing something. This guy's focusing on his thing. I'm sure they're saying something witty and whatnot. So, they
realize... So the shields are completely down now.
Right, they're losing their shields. They're down and
they're gone, and now they get hit by a photon torpedo, which they can't call a photon torpedo because they'd probably be sued by Gene Roddenberry.
Right.
So they essentially get hit, and the whole engine blows off the back of the ship, sending a debris field into the little shuttle pod.
They call it a light missile.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the ship gets drastically damaged.
Drastically?
Drastically. I was slightly burping while I was talking there. So anyway, Borf is like, oh boy, oh fucking, and so they're moving around. They're all leaning in the same direction.
Borf's like, I'm Borf. We know that's not his real name.
I don't get it. It's his name now.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, they're like, oh, you're the best captain pilot.
Yeah, he says,
can you maneuver the ship to line up with their trajectory?
Yeah, that'd be like threading a needle in a hurricane, but I'll see what I can do.
And
so he does it miraculously, and he goes, you know what? Now that I've done that, can I finally wear shorts on the bridge?
Yes.
And Borf says, no.
I already told you no, which is a good way to write that joke because it sets up a story to the joke that he asked him before too, which is funny. So anyway, they get on the ship and they're good to go, and then they get hit one more time. I did like that they just like really fuck up the ship though. I mean, that's pretty bad damage, man. You're gonna have to call your insurance. Geico's gonna be like, all right, we'll send out an adjuster. It's still gonna cost you your fucking deductible. At least you didn't steal his fucking airbag.
Glad you didn't make any like mutilation jokes.
Why? What's so funny about mutilation? There's nothing funny about mutilation. How dare you? Okay, it's not those people's fault that they can't talk. Okay. All right, so anyway, they land and they run out. They got the device and they're like, oh fuck, we're screwed. Our thing is broken. We only got one engine left. He goes, can you do it with one engine, buddy? Can you do it? Am I jumping ahead?
No, go, keep on.
And this part, I thought this was a funny joke. So the guy comes up on screen. I did like that they didn't do the whole screen because like in Star Trek they just take over the whole screen. Yeah. At least they keep the lights, the stars behind him. And I did like that Seth Macfarlane is like, can you just move a step to your right, just a couple steps, he goes, yeah, sorry, you were just framed really badly. Like the references to in Star Trek, they're always framed just fine, right. Like a camera, like a professional photographer, a professional cinema photographer told them where to stand and lined up the camera. Yeah. So I appreciated that joke. I thought that was good. There's going to be lots of jokes like that.
Yeah, and they start doing banter between the two of them saying, you know what, I've just been going through a rough marriage, a divorce, and she goes, I can't believe you're doing this right now. You're using our personal life against him. So she turns around, does the same thing to him, starts asking him for marital advice, trying to get him on her side with the excuse that she's buying time. Eventually he gets tired of it after playing along a little bit, saying that, agreeing with her and so forth. And though he says, you have 20 seconds to send us the device or we destroy you.
Right. It was good that they got the bad guy in on their little argument. I thought that was funny. They used their marital strife as a survival tactic. Maybe a lot of couples could take some advice off of that. So there they go. And she goes, oh, you know what? Why don't we give it to him? Why don't we do Chekhov's gun? Yeah, let's do Chekhov's gun. And so he reaches into his Chekhov's pocket here and he pulls out what do you think that is, a jelly bean?
It's Matthew McConaughey's booger.
All right. This is my booger. I can't
take the long way around.
It's gonna be in charge of evolution. No, it's the. Do you think it's a jelly bean or do you think it's a soybean?
It is the redwood seed.
I know it's a redwood seed, but what do they do? Do they dip a soybean in cinnamon?
I don't know.
I think they dipped a soybean in cinnamon.
It's a grain of Rice Krispies.
I'm going soybean. I think it's one of those soybeans. Say
sure.
Can you say soybean?
Soybean? What's wrong with soybean?
There's just something funny about the word soy. I'm soy entertained by that. All right, so they decide they're going to beam it over. We all kind of figure out what's going on here, and they have to quickly adapt the machine. They have to set it up, and she glues. Oh yeah, we're using hot glue gun here. That was interesting that they had hot glue. That was whatever. They're just making a TV show here. Then
they probably built their sets with that.
Yeah, it was just sitting on there, and then he puts it right on there, and they showed a close up of it, but then the glue was gone when they showed it back there. Mm-hmm. So it was come
they used some glue be gone.
Yeah. So all right, so then they send the ship over, right, to drop it off. Is that how that works? Is that what they don't beam it over or something?
Well, no, they send a shuttle over, and he says, "Don't take too long." They said, "We won't."
Yeah, right. So they do hurry up and get it over there, and they're like, "All right, where it is, and I guess what we're gonna do." And you go, "Okay, we got it." And he goes,
well, that's where he says, "Happy Arbor Day."
Right. Yep. And what happens is a redwood tree grows really quickly. Now, with the thing, once the tree leaves the bubble, it would stop being affected by the quantum thing. So only inside the bubble would be the part that swells up and gets big.
But that's the part that triggers the growth outward. I get that.
I know. I hear you though too. Okay.
Saying this isn't realistic.
Yeah, I am saying it's not realistic, okay? It's fucking... until this point, everything made sense. So anyway...
the running gag here is that nobody got his reference. No one knew what Arbor Day was.
Right, yeah, and that comes up. But before we get to that, though, I did think this effect was kind of cool, the way the tree destroyed... I thought that was a good move.
Seeing a leafy green redwood
tree in the middle of space, breaking
apart. Which is odd that it has dirt within its roots, which makes no freaking sense.
Kinda, yeah, I guess so. Maybe it's just the way the roots are sort of built. I don't know. I don't know if I see dirt there. It could just be the root. But yeah, it's... also, where'd the nutrients come from? Seeds need to suck of the tree material. Okay, you know what?
This reminds me of Christmas when I was like 8. My dad always got a tree too big for the living room.
It would destroy the house.
Yes, every time. It would just be bent across the ceiling.
And your whole house would get sucked into the gravity of whatever planet you were
can never put
around.
The angel on top because it would just fall right off because it was sort of pointing downwards.
It would be poking out in the sky. Yep. We would do stars, not angels, because we were fucking heathens. No, not really at all. I don't know. I could go into
We just did it. It wasn't... There was no symbology to it whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's all just nonsense.
We just happened to have it.
What's the difference? Angel, star... Pokemon, gotta catch them all, right?
Could have been a Pikachu for all I cared.
Yeah, exactly. My family, we weren't religious, but my mom and dad were like, yeah, we're white, we're Christian, and then all their kids were like, we're atheists. None of this makes any sense. And so we fight at Christmas. It gets really tense and weird.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, it doesn't. We exchange gifts and all get diabetes because we're all fat fucks.
So his wife offers an alternative joke, which is...
You got wood.
You got wood. And they all thought that was hilarious. I thought it was ridiculously stupid. But
I
liked Arbor Day better.
Well, let me just point this out, though. He goes, did you everybody know Arbor Day? And nobody knew Arbor Day. But this guy's the botanist. He's like, I knew Arbor Day. That was funny. I thought that part was good. I thought the scientist, Claire, should have been like, I know Arbor Day. Because he's
Isaac should have known.
Yeah, you're right. Isaac he's basically Google. He should have known.
Yeah.
But
Rufflehead
you don't like You Got Wood? You got something better? Leave me alone.
Yeah. I don't know.
Redwood, you blow me? I could have gone, have you ever seen the movie Roots? Starring Geordie LaForge. It's not a movie, it's a miniseries. Anyway, she thought my joke was funny. Okay, so then they get back to the spaceship. We're almost at the end. James has got to go. He's already past time. So everybody thank him on Twitter at VideoJamesSP for sacrificing for your entertainment.
Yes, so she comes in and she says, essentially, you know what? I would like to stay, possibly. You have a little plane.
Little plane. Wright Brothers. It's an homage to the early days of flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
essentially,
She says, I found a guy that's going to replace me.
He's a friend of mine. I'll let him go on. I already told him he can take the position. I'll get out of your hair. And then he says, I want you to stay after the awkward window cleaner.
Yes.
Interrupts him twice.
It was twice. He couldn't get he kept waving at him. The guy's like, I thought that was okay.
He's got a pawn on his desk, which shows that he's just a pawn in the grand scheme of the Union game.
That's right. He should be a rook, which is a pawn that moves further. And he's also got Kermit the Frog dancing for some reason. That's kind of fun.
Because he does a great Kermit impression, which I'm sure he's going to use at some point if he's got that on his desk.
Seth Macfarlane does?
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is a voice guy. He's a voice actor for sure. That's my dream, is to be a voice actor, James, for cartoons. This guy, Mike Judge, they're like my heroes because I want to be fucking rich as they are. Jesus Christ, all they do is draw pictures and make money. As if it's that simple. Okay, so anyway, look, he's got 4. I got more than that on mine. More than you too, James. Anyways, so she's like, all right, well, thanks a lot. I mean, they've been through a little bit of a journey here, so they're going to kind of like, agree to, all right, okay, fine. And then he stops her, and he goes, wait, no, you know what? We work pretty well together. Why don't you stick around there, lady?
This is like the part of Mass Effect where you choose the speech dialogue that gets you most likely to bang the person.
Yeah, like if you let her leave, there's no banging. But if you keep her around, maybe eventually. I mean, they were married. Oh man, I cannot not see that thing between her eyes.
They should age that and see if it turns into a redwood.
James, you're being funnier than me, man. It's upsetting. I don't like it. It's like my superpower is going away. But they do they basically reconcile essentially. I mean, he's like, well, we'll work it out our issue. Okay. But he sees that he's like, you saved the whole ship. It was your idea to do the redwood thing. So this sets up for, I mean, this is all just world building for this whole episode. This is just introducing characters.
Healing old wounds.
A little bit of a mission. They shake hands and off they go, and they'll probably have some sort of romantic interludes, but also have marital divorce troubles and stuff too. So it's going to be fun. Back at Earth. New York City, the captain, the admiral, and she's meeting with him, and she's thanking him, or he's thanking her, one or the other, it turns out they had conspired a little bit.
It's a big reveal that she was the one who petitioned to get him the captainship in the first place.
That's right.
To save him out of the funk that he was in, because she blamed herself for the kind of funk that he was in because of the divorce and the cheating.
Oh yeah, he references that the admiral that he was friends with her father.
Yes.
That's why he listens.
That she owed her one. He owed her one, and that he would have never given him a ship had it not been for her petitioning.
Right. She's got some pull because of her dad's relationship with the guy, but yeah, that turns out to be they were sort of conspired to get him the ship. The guy took a chance, and we're going to have the continued adventures of the bumbling Captain Ed Macfarlane and his crew of heroes. Will they go? Where will it go? Red shirts are going to die, from like in Star Trek. And this is like sort of it's an homage and a ripoff, but it's nobody thinks that they're stealing here from Star Trek. It's Star Trek has become so part of our culture that it's okay to like do this. It's sort of like a color of the spectrum. Like you get to just play with Star Trek stuff. Yeah,
overall this was like a big bowl of vanilla ice cream. Yeah, I like vanilla ice cream. It was decent vanilla ice cream, but there wasn't much meat on the bone.
Not too much.
They did a decent job for what they were trying to do, but I mean, there's not a whole lot to dissect.
I like cheesy sci-fi. Like I said, I liked Farscape, which is a fucking horrible show. But so I wasn't disappointed at all. I mean, the jokes hopefully get better, and not that the jokes are all terrible. I don't really watch
the only halfway decent jokes in the whole episode were the ones that they used in the promo. Oh, the thing about framing him in the right way. No, that's not a mint. That's a marble.
Oh, the marble. You like that joke, huh?
Yeah, I mean, well, it was a what do you call those kind of gags? Like visual gag? Yeah. What do you call it?
Slapstick.
Prop gag?
Slapstick? Spit and marble gags.
Yeah.
I get you. Anyway, I have hope. For a pilot, it was well done. It felt like a Seth MacFarlane project. Yeah. It didn't overwhelm me with like awe or anything. But...
I like that there weren't an overwhelming amount of fart jokes. They could have gone that way because he's kind of like his like what A Million Ways to Die in the West went heavily in that direction.
It skews a little that age. Yeah, I suppose that's probably about right. Had that banter that he's sort of known for, kind of thing. But we'll see where it goes. Maybe it'll taper off. Maybe it'll get way better. Maybe I hope they touch on deeper, heavier topics. Those are always my favorite things about Star Trek, is that they will get into kind of scary, rough patches of the world and of life and of emotions and stuff. So hopefully they do that. And it's not all just fluff, but it is a primetime comedy / show. So comedy / show. It's not. I almost said drama.
So I guess the moral of the story is remember to dislike and unsubscribe so we don't have to do this again, and we'll be great.
Yes, we got to go. But meantime, at VideoJamesSP, we don't know if we're going to do more of these. We really aren't sure because it is a lot of work for me and James too. But it means we'd have to watch it. It is a bunch of work. But if you do want to see more, at VideoJamesSP, let them know on Twitter and send us messages in the comments. And give a little bit of encouragement from the fans goes a long way. So we would hope, if you want more, be honest. Tell us if you do or if you don't. And we will do more, right, James?
Yeah, I'll film the squirrels that run along the power line outside our window, and we can do a shot by shot.
It'll also take me 2 hours to talk about squirrels. Hey, squirrels, nipples, vaginas.
Yes. Yeah, I know you'll find a way to go there.
I know. Of course I will. All right, so thanks for everybody. Thanks for watching. Thank you, James. You did great.
No, thank you.
Like, subscribe, and let us know. We'll see everybody soon. Thanks. I love you. Bye-bye. Patreon. It's not even up yet. I just don't have it.
It never will be.
I was going to work on it, but I got new work stuff coming up. I might actually have money in the next few months. It's going to be awesome.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Who knew? Okay. Bye, everybody. See you later. Take care. Goodbye, James.
Goodbye.